So we are back on the C8 Corvette. I need to get this thing moving under its own power. It's kind of dead where it sits, and well, winter has decided to return out here in Michigan. We got snow in the forecast. It's about 38 degrees. It is a cold one. Now, unfortunately, there's going to be a whole lot of road noise. Can't do much about that at the moment, so I do apologize about that. The goal here is to just try to get this passenger side one replaced, see if the car will at least move under its own power after that. So I did a bunch of research, decided to go to Driveshaft Shop axles. Pretty dang pricey, and well, I'm not particularly happy. They arrived and both sides are missing all of the hardware. So there should be little ARP bolts to actually mount this thing up, and they are nowhere to be found. So kind of upsetting that you pay that much for an axle and something that simple is missing. It's a bit frustrating, so I'm going to see if I can at least get this thing mounted up just with the bolts that are there. I don't think they're broken. Hopefully they'll at least fit at least enough for me to be able to move this thing out of the way, get it inside the garage, and then I can change them out when the actual hardware shows up. But definitely off to a frustrating start already. So next up, we need to get this thing up in the air. Everything I've read says we should be able to get the existing axle out of there as is without having to take any of the suspension components off and be able to slide the new one in as well. So hopefully this should go pretty smoothly. They say it should take about an hour. We'll see how it goes. All right, so once the car is up in the air, you got it supported with jack stands, you got your rear tire off, this is what you're going to be faced with. Need to start here first, get this 36mm axle nut off. After that, we're going to move inside here. And here you can see what we're working with internally. So there's this little shield here, which is held on by 4 10mm bolts. We're going to get this out of the way. That'll let the axle move around a little bit, give us some more space to push it back and get it free from the actual hub. And then there's a number of E-Torx bolts going around here, and I believe those are E12, and that should be about it. So this should go fairly smoothly. Looks like it's just going to be the E12 socket, 10mm socket, a lot of extensions, and then again back out here a big old 36mm. So let's get after it. Things are coming apart pretty easily here. This 36mm nut, not really on there all that tight, but it is a locking nut, so it will kind of fight you the entire way, but not bad at all. The shield here ended up just being 3 10mm bolts. Really easy to get that out of the way, so all that's left now are those E12s. So I'm going to go ahead and get the old socket out, try to zip out all of those, and then the axle should be free. At that point in time, it's just a matter of figuring out the best way of trying to angle it to get it out of here. So I'll let you know the best path once I've got that figured out. So I've got the old axle completely unbolted now. Those little Torx bolts were probably the worst part of the whole thing. Those little guys are in there. Not even my impact to get them, so I just kind of had to fight them all to get them out, but they're all out. So next up, I just need to figure out how to maneuver this guy to get it out of the hub, and then obviously get it out of the car. So gonna work on that next and see if we can get this thing out of here. I was able to get this apart without too much issue. Being that it's in 2 pieces, I think made it a whole lot easier getting it out of there. But you can see here that cup is pretty much just empty. All the bearings or whatever else would be here in here are gone. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be like another piece that would actually hold the bearings together to that little cage right there or not. Not quite familiar with how these ones are constructed, but yeah, definitely not as bad as I thought in terms of the carnage, but certainly frustrating nonetheless. So let's go ahead and now try to get the new axle in there and get it just bolted up with a couple of bolts here while I wait for the new hardware to arrive. All right, so now comes the real moment of truth here, to see if it'll actually move under its own power again. Now I only have a couple of bolts back in there, so not gonna actually go for a drive, but just to see if she'll move under her own power. Just enough to move it around the driveway. So going in reverse like this, we're downhill, so that's kind of be expected. Back into my turnaround here. Into the grass I go. Okay, it did feel like it moved under its own power when I hit the gas. Back in the drive. And hey, it's doing the thing. We're just gonna park it up here for now because I need the Corvette out of the way. and we will just sit and wait for parts to arrive as always. All right, so we're back at it on the old C8 here. It's actually been about a week. Trying to track down all the proper hardware for this thing was quite the adventure. Ended up having to call Paragon, who then called the DSS to try to figure out where all the hardware was, because apparently none of their axles they had on hand had any of the hardware in it. So ended up finally getting it out to me. It is a little bit different than the hardware they describe. The hardware that they describe is supposed to be 12-point bolts, and these, as you can see, are just Allen head, and they are not drilled, so you can't do the safety wire setup like they described for the install on one of these. It does come with some locking washers. However, I have just been red Loctiting these in, torquing them down to a pretty hefty amount. So hopefully those will stay in place. I'm probably going to come through and actually hit these up with a paint marker. That way I can see if any of these start to move or anything like that. But get you in there a little bit, you can see that I've got most of the new ones installed. I still have to get to the one down underneath here. It's kind of at a bad angle right now, so I have to kind of rotate the axle a little bit to be able to get to that one. And then we'll be done, hopefully, with the passenger side here. So overall, getting the axle in there really wasn't that bad. Once you get it off in the back there, you get a pretty decent amount of space. I think I kind of shoved it towards the back of the car that direction, and I was able to pull it out of the hub here, get enough free that way, and I ended up pulling it out this direction here. Putting it back in was kind of the same thing. Went from this direction here, kind of got it in that particular way, just enough to get the front portion of the hub kind of behind the hub itself. And then I think I actually ended up shoving it off towards the front when I was trying to get enough room to get it into the hub itself. But it ended up working out. You just kind of have to play with it, find the best angles. I was able to get it all in here. The car did move around, obviously, after I just attached it with the prior hardware for about the last week. Didn't take it out on the road or anything. I just moved it around the driveway and stuff like that. So gonna go ahead and get this last bolt over here taken care of. I'm gonna come back through, make sure I got this guy here torqued down good enough. Should be able to put the wheel back on here then and drop her down on this side and theoretically be done. I did come through and clean up all the grease that was slung all over in here and got most of that cleaned up as well. And then we'll be off to the driver's side. Probably won't record any of that since you've seen me do it once, but if there's anything I find there, like if it's easier to take the axle out in any specific way, I'll let you know what I find. So here we are on the driver's side. I've got all the bolts out of there. There's another one of those shields that goes over the axle on this side as well. Just 3 bolts for that. But as you can see, there's a lot more room over here. So I think it's going to be a lot easier to maneuver this axle and get this thing out of here. Yeah, especially since this one's in one piece. So we'll go ahead and see how bad this is, but I think it's going to go real easy. All right, so some potential advice here if anybody tries to do this on the driver's side. You want to take the axle off and shove it forward here towards the transmission harness connector right here towards the front. That'll give you enough room to kind of shove it out of the hub. Once you get it out of there, it just comes straight down through this hole right here at the front, and you just pull the axle straight out that way through the bottom. Really nice and easy. So that one went pretty simple. Gonna go ahead, get the new axle, and we'll get that thing in here, and hopefully this thing will be ready to go back to the track. Now if anybody wanted to see what these things look like side by side, here we go. Now don't let the thickness fool you. The factory ones are actually hollow. So the new one there on the right weighs almost 3 times as much. It is much girthier. So let's go ahead and get that in there. So to give you an idea, here's the new axle coming in through the bottom. Just enough space. And then I'm going to kind of shove it forward towards that transmission connector and then put it through the hub, and everything should hopefully be smooth after that. Alright, so I've got both axles in. We're just taking it out for a quick little test drive. A little late at night, so the sun was just glaring in the camera when I left the yard there. So just going to listen for any kind of weird noises, any kind of weird other vibrations. All of my check engine lights and stuff like that have already gone off, so it doesn't look like it's saved anything or anything like that. Let's just go and see how this thing is doing, see if it's a little bit happier with life. And so far, so good. Feels exactly clanking noises out of the rear. It's moving under its own power. That's obviously a great sign. But seems to be shifting just fine. No issues. Even our odd gears. It seems to be doing its thing. One little axle that came apart. I will consider myself on the lucky side of things for once, and not exactly sure when I'll be taking it back to a track, but I think the lesson learned here is maybe don't use the competition launch mode with some worn out Pilot 4S tires. Not a good combination with all that wheel hop, but maybe we'll go back out and just do some soft launches, just to kind of roll off the line, something like that. So we can have a little bit of fun again until the Chevelle is up and going. But I think I'm going to call this a win. It just sounded pretty dang good here, so time to head on back home probably. So a couple of quick updates on some of the projects. If you've been following along and wondering where the Chevelle has been the last couple of weeks, well, we have just been stuck waiting on parts pretty much across the board for everything. Between stuff showing up, missing parts, shipping delays, things being lost. We are just way behind, so that's the name of the game here on the Chevelle. Just waiting on the power steering pump pulley to come in. The one that's on there is a little bit beat up, a little bent. Don't really want to reuse it if I can get away with it. So that is why the Chevelle has just been off the channel for a while. I've got a video of going through and doing some upgrades and stuff like that, trying to get this thing ready for the track again, but that's just being delayed by waiting on parts to come in. But hopefully we'll be ready to go here very soon, get this thing back out to the track. Now here inside the garage, we've got our newest addition to the fleet, the Barn Find 1982 DeLorean DMC-12. If you saw last week's video when I picked this thing up, probably looks a little bit different now. Uncle G-Body came down, helped me give this thing its first bath in probably the better part of 25 years. He spent half the day going through and detailing out the interior, getting everything disinfected and cleaned up, and what a transformation. If you want to follow along and see all of that, you can check out his channel. Link will be down below. He should have a video coming out, I believe, later on this week of us going through this thing and just transforming it. It turned out incredible. Actually smells good inside of there, but really excited to try to get this thing up and running, get it back on the road. Unfortunately, the name of the game is just waiting on parts. So the DeLorean companies out there are really slow at shipping stuff out, and well, the stuff that was supposed to be here has just been delayed, so once again we are just stuck waiting. Just seems to be the trend around here as of late, but that's going to do it here this week. Once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.